How's it going, YouTube? Welcome to the Cosmic Ray channel. I'm your host, Cosmic Ray. Today, I want to talk a little bit about meditation and also even possibly oming as well. And it's something that you may be able to experience yourself if you haven't already done so. There are different videos and many different forms, of meditation, and I'm just going to kind of go over just like a little bit. So my apologies. I'm sure you'll find so many other things out there on YouTube or any other research. And by all means, please explore, do whatever you can to help elevate yourself, your life condition, and and overall, your consciousness, if you will. Right now, I have the door open, so my apologies. I may have to pause this for a little bit, but I just want to kind of take some time really quick to kind of go over some things with you. So, when you're about to meditate, you can do a couple of things. You can even lay down or sit down in a chair. So you don't have to do like what I'm doing, sitting on the ground. Unfortunately, I got the wood floor, so I am actually sitting on an actual big cushion itself. I like to sit, cross-legged, if you will. You can totally get into the total like Gyan Mudra, you have your hands like this or palms, if you feel like this, over if you like. Once you get kind of comfortable, I kind of end up doing this. I know people usually like to kind of like keep them out. You are able to more welcome to put the foot over here, then your other foot like over your shoulder if you're if you're that flexible. And by all means, if you can do that, you know big ups, big ups. But I'm just sitting just normal cross-legged style. I know as if everyone's just huddling down, to like a campfire tale kind of thing. I do like to kind of sit like this. This for me is just something that I'm used to doing. So I like to kind of sit like this. My back's somewhat straight, and you're not really like breaking your back, sticking your chest out kind of thing. But I just kind of just do something like this. I do like to have my head up, and then there's different things you can do. There's a lot of different breathing techniques. I'm just going to kind of go over just a little bit with you regards to this, I guess, this format, at least how I'm doing it for you guys. So I do like to sit like this, and when I do my breathing, I feel there's different like levels of doing this, and of course, by all means, this isn't like an official level or anything. This is just what I'm doing for you, like what something if you're like, oh, I kind of like what you've already been doing so far. Let me just see, what this guy does, and kind of go from there. So this is kind of like what I do. So I put my hands out, and I do definitely breathe. So I breathe in. I kind of once you start getting really used to this, you want to start setting intentions, before you do your meditation. If it's something specific that you're trying to meditate on, like an idea, a thought, like maybe something that just happened through the day, or sometimes, for me, if you're just trying to like, seek knowledge. And so that's something, I always like to kind of clear my mind, just kind of clear the space. And right now, I have the door open, to have light so you guys can see me of what I'm doing. However, there's a lot of times where I'm in a dark room. It's easier for me to meditate, when there's no distractions or any like fake light. You can obviously do this outside in the tree, underneath the tree, where there's daylight. That's totally acceptable. I'm just doing this for you in this setting, how to have the lights and everything, so you guys can kind of see what I'm actually doing. So I know you're like, all right, hurry up, man, hurry up. So then you're gonna kind of go with some of the things I do. I do like to do an ohm, like an an AUM into an OM type of state. So when I'm doing mine, I breathe in. I'm like, that's usually how I like to start. Now, you can always listen to music if you want to. If you haven't done this before, I even recommend, even if necessary, to even use like earbuds and don't even have music, but put them into your phone or whatever you're listening to, and you don't even have to have music, just to kind of like kill out the sound. If you haven't tried this, there's, like I said, there's different ways of doing this and kind of like setting yourself up to have like different kinds of experiences, and you want to do whatever works for you. when I do my into the thing, you don't have to do it as long as I do. It's not like, oh, if you do it longer, you're better at this than someone. It's not like that. In all honesty, when I try to do it long to try to sound cool, it never works. It never works for me at all. So it's more like you just kind of just do it and just go with the natural flow of your own body, to be honest. And when I get so much, I do get somewhat comfortable. Now you don't want to like be like this and do it, and it kind of just, do you want to kind of be somewhat straight, have your back up so you can have the airflow and everything kind of meeting. And when I do have music, you can have meditation type music. I would like to listen to something that doesn't have any words, binaural beats, and there's different things you can find online with different kind of megahertz frequencies, ones for different chakra balancing. You can even do that too for meditation. You can even have a specific type of binaural beat for a specific type of chakra. And if you're going to set your attentions, obviously I would focus on that particular chakra or whatever you're focusing on while you're doing that. Um, During this time, so like right now, so if I was going to do my and you hear me do the I always get the most out of that when I have my earbuds in, regardless if I'm listening to anything or not. And that actually helps stimulate my pineal gland, the actual, what people refer to the third eye, or like your normal eye, your normal vision. Um, that actually helps focus. And if you actually can focus and honestly, if you're even able to even what we call breathe in energy, breathe in air, breathe in prana, chi, however, whatever you like to call it, that comes through. If you can visualize it come through from your crown chakra, from your head coming down, and I know this is gonna sound funny, but also from your root chakra. So like air coming I can't even talk. Fluid through your root chakra. So yes, your anus, your hole, and go up and kind of have it meet and kind of like catalyze move. And sometimes when you're even able to, like, if you already had your, say, kundalini like activated, you can even actually visualize, like when you breathe out, and if you can imagine like a string down here go that kind of come up even through your spine and out through your third eye. You could even do that too. Like I said, there's many different ways of doing that, and maybe I should probably do a video on each specific one, but to be honest, you kind of just want to get just the bare gist, right? So when I do the thing, that actually really does help stimulate and helps like kind of like get my third eye activated. People say you can always tap this, you can, and that helps too. There's other ways of what we call decalcifying your pineal gland, because all the foods that you eat that you may not know that do it kind of like messes this up. Your site, as well as certain kind of like waters and tap water and like basically fluoride, so toothpaste, stuff like that. That also kind of does a factor. So obviously you want to have stuff that does not have fluoride in your toothpaste or your water or what have you. That helps to decalcify it. Um, so so say example. So this would be a normal level of like at least trying, right? So I do like the to the and regarding the time frame. Now, if you're pressed for time, sure, do it for me like 5 minutes. But if it's something where you don't have anything going on, I wouldn't even care about the time. And when you feel like, if you're not pressed for time, and if you feel you're down the to the what I like to do to make it just a little bit added, I guess going from like a very beginner to maybe like an intermediate type of situation, where you go and then you just stop. So I go like like you hold that breath in, and when you do that over time after doing those and ohms, like your brain, like your focus is just like, now hold it, and then you can do it out your nose. When you're breathing, doing these breathing techniques, there's a lot of just different breathing techniques in general. Some we'll talk about, activating DMT, which I'm not doing right now, but you don't want to like go. I mean, we're not trying to like get high on our own like air supply, if you will. We're not like I'm all out of breath till there's nothing left. You don't want to like don't want to have anything kind of that kind of experience. Remind myself to delete that one. Anyways, so when you breathe in and when you do that, you do the after you do the and you hold it in, closing your eyes, obviously. You don't want to like think of anything. You may see me talk about videos where I start doing this. Oh, you just take that out of your mind. You try to take that out. That's really what you want to do. You just want to clear everything. You don't want to really think about like the day's events usually. If you're just trying to just clear your mind. Obviously, if there's something you're focusing on, then that's with whatever intention you're trying to do. Normally, but when you're just trying to meditate, you're just trying to kind of clear everything out. So when I'm doing it, anytime I'm thinking like, oh, I gotta take the kids out. No, I don't want to think about that. Of course, love the kids, but that's different time. You just close your eyes, and you may have another thought. You're like, no, 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 take that out. To a point, you're kind of almost thinking about nothing, if you will. Sometimes I always think that may help with visualizing. Is if my apologies, I don't know what that's called. I probably should have look this up, but like when if you do like any type of or play any kind of instrument, or if you've seen people like maybe piano that have those little like things that kind of help with the beat, where it goes and you have those little adjuster things that go back and forth, kind of like a little pendulum thing. Well, I always think of it as like this, like something in the middle of my head is going, but I'm trying to stop it right here in the middle. So it's like, and you always think of it going this way, like, nope, try it. And you're just trying to like focus right in here. Another way I try to focus is if I always think of the like James Bond type movies, like in the very beginning, in the scene, they always have like that sniper, that little hole is going like, na 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 na, and it's like moving around, kind of like that, but try to like focus it right here and don't have it move. And honestly, like what I'm usually doing, I'm just like kind of like, and like everything's just quiet. And I'm just focusing, and I'm not even trying to think of anything, even like a blank space, dark space, whatever you want it to think about, or I mean, I guess to not think about. So that's another way, of doing it. When I do that, like when I kind of end my session by keeping everything quiet, and just that's where I feel like it takes me to another like little like higher level, than normal. Another thing that I would say even trying doing is if you're able to, your breathing, like when you're doing that, when you're trying to keep everything kind of quiet, obviously you're not going to try to hold your breath. You're not trying to exhaust yourself. So there's another way of doing it to kind of like add it up just a little bit of a notch. When you're breathing in, try to do this, like do like a count of 8, like go 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, however fast, you don't have to just go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just try to breathe in like 1, 2, 3. Then hold it for like 8 seconds. And then breathe out for 8. I guess it doesn't have to be 8 seconds, just a count of 8. So breathe in for 8, hold it for 8, let it go for 8. To a point that you don't even think about the seconds anymore. Now, if you're trying to like want to up that even more, I would say more of an advanced level, and please don't try to just go to the advanced, just start from scratch, okay? And when you start to do a little bit more of the advanced, like I honestly, I try to do it from like 15 seconds to 20 seconds. I breathe in, I'm like, and holding it. And I'm like doing it really slow, like letting it out, letting it out, letting it out, slowly, slowly, slowly. And then to a point that, my heart's not like, you want to just relax, ease this stuff in. This isn't like a rush. This isn't like a game. This isn't something where you have to beat someone, do something better than someone. This is just like a you type of thing. And this is for you. Meditation's for you to help yourself, and of course, maybe to help other people. Um, so I would say that would probably be a little bit more like into like more of an intermediate to like an advanced type level. If you really want to be advanced, now you may see some people that are able to meditate like in a room full of people, and you're like, well, how do they do that? Like what's going on? Are they even meditating? Like, I thought you have to do this, this, and this, and it has to be this way. Not at all. And well, this is what I do when I want to do my advanced. When I do that breathing thing, when I'm doing the quiet. Now I'm not even focusing on the time. Over time, I don't even think about the time anymore. Like I'm just breathing in, like holding it, and just like slowly letting it go, slowly breathe in, holding it, over after like my 15-20 seconds, let it out. But then when I'm doing that whole quietness, I'll listen to me. Here's a good challenge for you, okay? Challenge. Right? Here's a Cosmic Ray challenge for everyone. So when you do this, listen to your favorite song that's not like too high uppity, like with like heart pounding music. Like maybe I'm not saying I don't like this music. I like listening to these type of music. It's just for this. Maybe not listen to maybe some rock or maybe some type of like rap. Nothing where it's like too like boom, type of thing too. Not saying rap does that, but those kind of music. I always probably say maybe something easy, something even like something that would do with emotions, like good emotions, something that just maybe wants to break out and cry or just be happy and joyful, that kind of music. But something the words, because here's the challenge. Have you ever tried to listen to your favorite song that's like that? Say a love song. Like, okay, say, I was joking around with Air Supply. Not that I was listening to that, but say Air Supply. Say that song, All Out of Love, whatever, right? Now, you may know the words. Now, have you ever tried to listen to your favorite song and not try to say the words out loud or in your head? Now, I don't know how you guys do it, but for me, I can't sing. And when I'm with other people driving a car, I will say those words because it's like a compulsion. I cannot, like, not hear the song without somehow me singing it. I don't know, kind of dumb. But, anyways, try not to even sing the words at all or in your out loud or in your mind, but listen to that song. So when you're meditating and you're like, and everything's just quiet, right? But you have the song in your head and everything is playing, and normally you would sing, right? But it's just more like you phase it out, like it's all gone, like nothing's there. And it's like almost somewhat silent in your mind while the music or the words are going off. Now, the volume level, that's up to you. If you are listening to binaural beats, I feel it does have to be somewhat not like loud, nothing you don't want to hurt your ears, but something moderate, something loud enough where you can hear it. Depending on what frequency levels you're listening to with binaural beats or what chakras, you want to have it somewhat up, because if it's something like a pineal or third eye activation type of thing, or some that say Kundalini or like activate the God in you or something. I know they had those, or like what was like 1,000 megahertz or 10,000 megahertz beat something. You will find all this online. Trust me. When you look at it, you're like, damn, he wasn't joking. There's a lot of that. Um, you want to have it somewhat you can feel it. You're like, when you hear it, when you got the earbuds, like, and you can kind of hear it. So that's why I do the it helps with my vocal cords, helps with the throat chakra, as well as like comes up in that third eye. And then sometimes with even like the crown chakra ones, those are really good too, to kind of help let that divine spirit or divine energy come through and flow through you. That I would say is more like a very good advanced level of meditation. Of course, there's different postures, different poses you can do while doing yoga. I mean, there's I'm sorry, not yoga, but more meditation. There's so many other ways of doing it, and I'm not like a yoga instructor, so I don't want to overstep boundaries or anything. And but I have to say, I do know that from my years of I'm a Buddhist, since birth. So myself now, like more, I guess, a spiritual Buddhist. I don't know what you want to call it, but more so that, and now more that understanding my true self and why I was incarnated on this planet, knowing that I was a shaman. I mean, there's other things that I've taken into this world, and knowing that it's not just like one to rule them all. It's like to understand other things, cultures, life, other people's intake on things, to be able to help put that into myself, so I can allow myself to not be swayed by other things, to be open to certain ideas, I guess, if you will, and to know that other things actually work in this life. So I try not to go to like just like one type of like thought process, and I don't know if that sounds bad to other people who are specific, and my apologies if I offended you, if you feel like, well, no, there should only be one. Hey, that's cool. If you feel that way, it's been working for you. Hey, whatever makes you peaceful, it makes you a whole person, whatever that means to you. I just found my way of kind of doing things. So don't want to like throw that on you guys or anything like that. However, I do hope though that this is something that will resonate with you, and something you guys can try yourselves. So there's different ways doing things. No, I do like to do the ohms to the, or I'm sorry, the ums to the ohms. You can try just doing the and some you may even have those binaural beats that'll do like the ohm, the om type of mantras or the aum mantras in itself, and you'll hear they do it short. You know, they're like and then that's it. You know, or om, and then that's it, and they'll let it go, and that's okay too. It's just I find that doing that part helps to stimulate and activate the third eye and help open it up. So that's just me, my preference. Like I said, you got to do what works for you, and you know you don't want to like stress. That's the whole point. It's like trying too hard is too much, you know. So if I was like, this is an example of trying hard, I'm like, oh, and I'm like, like shaking. You know, you don't want to do that. You know, that's not what you want to do. Hey, and if you somehow get to a certain level, where you're like, oh man, do you gotta try like doing this? Hey, let me know because I've tried something where I was trying like, oh, I gotta do it so long, gotta do my ohm and gotta do my so much that like I almost forgot to like do it long. Like something happens, my voice will crack, something that just tells me, my body just tells me like, dude, quit trying so hard, just kind of let it flow naturally, And when I do, it's like I do it long, and I'll be honest, I'm surprised I'm able to do some of this as long by doing it with you guys just right there, without like kind of getting into the moment, and try to psych myself out. And there's a lot of different ways of doing this, everyone, and whatever works for me may not even work for you. So this is just something I was just trying to kind of throw you guys' way, because this is something that does help. And I've been seeing a lot of things where it's just like, Cosmic Ray, just go ahead and just try it out, see, something like this will help someone else. And who knows, it just might. So yeah, I would like to say thank you so much for taking the time to listen to my, I guess, versions of meditations. And there's different mantras, different forms of doing out there, so I suggest go and take a look at it, do the research for yourself. And I wish you the best, with love, peace. Namaste, my friends, and my cosmic surfers out there. Keep riding those cosmic and karmic ways of life, and hopefully these type of meditation, or you finding your own meditation in yourself, will definitely help out and help clear some of those negative thoughts, some of those negative feelings that you may have inside, and may hopefully like something may spark, inside you. Okay. All right. Take care, everyone. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.